No, 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 no. I don't know why you're calling for this boycott for. Sheemaka Jones ain't listening to no influencer telling her to pack up on, listen, on the Asian brothers. I'll put it out there. Sheemaka Jones ain't giving up on what? Being driven around in Mercedes, racing the streets of Forest Gate, East London. You know what I mean? She ain't giving up on that. For you, or some. I'm gonna mention no names, but Sheemaka Jones ain't giving up on that. Sheemaka Jones ain't giving up on weave. You're telling Sheemaka Jones. You're telling Sheemaka Jones no weave, no Asian man. Just give her a good-looking, cool children with curly hair. You know, no. She ain't giving up on that. For some influencer, she ain't happening. It ain't happening. You know what Sheemaka Jones is like. If it was to happen and there was a wider boycott, she'd be like, she'd be hissing. Listen, doesn't work like that. I mean, and like I said, where'd you buy your meat from? Listen, Masters meat. When you go to like those proper butchers, Masters meat's like 5 times the cost of, is it Boss Man you call him now? That was funny. Boss Man, listen, Master is 5 times the cost of Boss Man. You know what I mean? Master's like, yeah, that makes sense. Master's the overseer. Boss Man's like your boss, the guy in the middle. And there's you know what I mean? It's just the one who couldn't bother to buck up his ideas. Because at the end of the day, yeah, people keep saying, boycott. You had the shops. You had it. You gave it up. So really and truly, you're boycotting yourself.
I want it back now. I want it back. That was then. We're wise now. We know better now. I want it back.
No. You can't have it back, Squeaky. You can't have it back. Life doesn't work like that. Things don't attune and adjust because you want them to. Okay? It is what it is. I go back. And it's funny, a lot of people from the old school were saying, yeah, we remember the shop in Walthamstow, BB's on the corner. That was a notorious... that was a known black hair store owned by a little Trinidadian guy. You know, and I remember I was going in there, and at the end, I think, because he looked kind of Asian, but it's Asianish, but it's Trinidadian. And he was saying, yeah, it's me, I'm Trinidadian. You know, I'm black, right? As if to make out that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we got some relation going on there. Because this was around the time when the Asian businesses came in, which is, you know, and I'll say this to them. Fair play to them. Fair play to the Asian businesses. A lot of people have made a few comments under one of my videos, and I was speaking to people offline about this. You're misconstruing what I'm saying. I'm looking at the big picture. What I'm saying is, you can't boycott. But if you're going to boycott, you have to go all the way. Okay, but that's not gonna happen because a lot of people there's a backlash from the black community regarding this boycott. They're not having it, and rightly so. You know, because some influencer out of nowhere decided to say something. You know, I get this. I get it. But you had it and you gave it up. You want to have it now again? Okay. You haven't got the graft you need to work those long hours. And also, how are you going to do it? The same with Idi Amin in Uganda. I see a few comments regarding that. Okay, let's say you boycott now. That's it. It's all been sorted out. Sign, stamp. Boycott. Okay. How do you move forward from there? The first thing you're going to go is go Tesco's. Make it make sense. When that hair weave, what's up? We're going to go. Nah, you're lying to yourself, man. You haven't got the entrepreneurship to carry something like that out. And this is the mad thing. Again, we go back to that hallowed era of the UK black community in the 90s, when everything was there. Then you could have probably, by all means, you might have built on what you had, and there'd been, you know, a mass of black hair shops and whatever. Then from there you might have diversified and moved on to like other things, but you didn't. The cheap weave was there. You know, Iqbal sold you cheap weave, and that's it. From there, you know, look, it don't make sense. You was here a few years ago with that young girl, that young crazy girl who had a run in Peckham in that guy's shop, you know, and he strangled her or whatever. Yeah, you're boycotting then. How long did it last? You know, and this is a funny thing. Before, back in the day, I used to think like this influencer. I used to think like that. But when you've been around a while and know how this particular demographic of community work, you soon realise that, boy, I can see why you're not where you should be. Okay, it makes sense. Because in all facets you had it, you know, and in all facets you ruined it. Okay, so I don't want to hear this nonsense I'm hearing. And the funny thing is, the influencer, this is where you messed up on two counts. This is where you messed up. This will be a brief video. A, someone made a comment on your second page. You've now made a second page, this influencer. Someone asked some good questions. You didn't answer it. You started saying, "Oh well, look, you turn on traffic to my page. You got my page getting likes and clicks." No, that's not leadership. You're meant to be accountable. I don't think there's any time over the last how many years someone's asked me something I have not answered them. I've not been accountable for anything I've said. But that's just it. You can't be a leader and not be accountable. That's why your community falls down. That's why when Leroy stabs Nike, and it's because he's got a beef, because it doesn't feel right, then he stabs him and that's it. He thinks that's it. He thinks it's all hunky-dory. No. Where's accountability? Why did you do it? Oh, gang. Goodness sake. So that's another thing. You too lack accountability. So in my eyes, you're no good and no worse as bad as Nike, who goes around stabbing people, or the local Shane. When you're the same. You have the same mentality, the same mindset. Okay, and you're the same mindset, and also, as I said, you're the same. I'm flowing. The same mindset, the same idiot mindset. That's why they didn't get anywhere. Yeah, and also, you expose yourself for saying it's about views and likes. So you're just there. You're there for the attention. You're an attention freak. You're what they call it, a grifter. That's what you are. You're not there for leading the community. You're there for the attention. And you know what I mean. You're there. You're not gonna. That's what I'm saying. You don't have the leadership in you. There was an era, yes, 90s, where certain guys were on point. Yeah, we know what we're gonna do. We have this money here. Put this in there. And those movers and shakers have gone. No, listen, most of those brothers from back in the day aren't even in the UK no more. You know what I mean? But anyway, love story. Listen, this grifter, yeah. You want Sheemaka Jones to give up on weave, Asian man, fast car. Their man's there. I know they don't take it more time or not. They give her cocaine. You know, making her feel like $1 million. You want her to give up on that? Good-looking coolie children. You want her to give up on that because you got a beef with Ahmed because he cussed your weave. From what I'm hearing, some Asian man cussed your weave. And another point. It's been said that you're a follower of Tommy Robinson, this particular influencer. Listen, that wouldn't surprise me. Because I know they work. These people are very skilled, you know. They're very strategic how they work now. You know, I'm following this one, but at some point I'm gonna make a proper video addressing certain things. But those people, you know, go on YouTube. A lot of black YouTubers have been brought out. You know what I mean? And Tommy, they're like, yeah, Tommy this, Tommy that. There's been far right events where some of the speakers have been blatantly racist, and Tommy's never called them out. They've called you, called you bigger, put the N there instead of the B. They blatantly called you out on stage. Tommy's never stood up for you once. Yeah. Bottom line, some of these people probably did give Elaine a little £5. Yeah, Elaine, mate, come here, Elaine. Look. You know, you got a big mouth, ain't ya? This is what you do. You go online, right? You tell the black people, tell your people, right? You tell them, right, that you know, yeah, boycott the Asians because we don't want Asians like because you know what we really want to do, yeah? We're to bring in this genetically modified food, yeah, which we want everyone to eat. So you boycott the Asians, we can have our Tesco's modified food, which we're going to bring in. And where the blackies eat the black folk, sorry, Elaine. The black people can eat it first. So we get it towards the black community. They're going to eat it, and then if it's okay, we can get the others to eat it. See, they always start with you first. Not so long ago, 5 years ago. Come on. But I digress. That's a bit. The bottom line is, they'll tell Elaine, create some division, because that's what they want. See, if you create division, then eyes off the ball, then we can bring in what we want to bring in, the higher ups told me about the social credit system. But if we got it off the ball, then we can bring it in and no one knows. All right. See? That's what we're talking about. So basically, what I'm saying is, this Elaine, in my opinion, if she is a plant, it wouldn't surprise me. All right then. Later.